Hello everyone, this is Kerry. I will be presenting my fourth project in Python, which is WeatherApp. Two things that we're gonna need to download is TTK, Bootstrap, and request. For Mac, you're gonna have to use this call in your terminal. Same with this. And for Windows, you're gonna have to use this call and this call. So we're gonna use API from the Open Weather Map, which they give you information of the weather, for example, like the temperature, humidity, and everything. You're gonna use that. So to get an API key, you're gonna have to sign up to this site, which is API Weather Map. Every API key is unique to the user, so it's best that you don't actually attach it to your project. You just get it from somewhere else. You have it stored somewhere else, like your desktop or another file, which is not gonna share to GitHub. That's why we're gonna use the OS. So we're gonna import that. So I'm gonna use that. So city entry get, it just gets the input city from the user, and we're gonna use the base URL. The base URL is gonna allow us to go to the Open Weather Map. We're gonna attach our API key to it, which we're gonna get after signing up. After we signed up, everything's basically up for grabs. So we're gonna attach the city, which we're gonna get from the user, and everything is gonna turn into a request. And then, so for example, it's gonna say request.get URL, which is this. All the information from the user or API key and the base URL is gonna turn into a JSON file, and that's gonna update the display, right? The display, I'm only showing the temperature, the feels like, humidity, visibility, and wind speed. This is the only information that I'm gonna show on this project. So our definitions are get Fahrenheit, get feels like, get humidity, visibility, wind speed, right? So when you actually get the response from Open Weather Map, it's actually on Kelvin. So I had to get the formula and turn that into Fahrenheit because I feel more comfortable when it's Fahrenheit and not Celsius or Kelvin. So I turn it like that. Doesn't matter how pretty much you have it, as long as you feel comfortable with it, then you can just have any formula you like. It feels like is basically the same thing. You get the response from the main, and then just get feels like. Same with this. Humidity, you can just basically return this with the response like this. You don't have to do these variables, but I preferred it like this for visibility. It's actually on meters when you get the data, but I actually prefer it in miles also. So I just did this, which is the formulas, to turn it into miles, and I just return miles. The wind speed is the same thing as humidity. You can return it like this, or you can just create new variables however you like. And why we import OS? Well, OS allow us to get the file, which is where we have our API key. So that's why I actually didn't attach it here. It's unique to everyone, and you shouldn't attach it to your project if you're gonna do one. So we actually get the relative path, or where our key is as a text. So for example, my key is on the desktop, my project, which is another file, that's where the key is. That's why it doesn't appear here. So that's the only time that we use the import OS. And this is gonna allow us to read our file with open. Basically, while it's open, it's gonna open the file on read, And after it's done, it's gonna close it automatically. That's why it's with open, so we don't have to close our file manually. Window, this is where you initialize the window and uses TTK.window and sets the theme to darkly. Something I forgot to explain is that we're using TTK Bootstrap, which is basically a theme Tinker. Theme Tinker actually has enhanced widgets for like buttons, labels, frames, entries. And using Bootstrap is just a more modern graphical user interface look. So the GUI actually looks a little bit better and not as outdated as just normal Tinker. So there's a lot of different themes that you can choose from. So I just chose darkly because for dark mode on my phone, so I just set the same thing on my app. The title, all the labels, the input field, I just did this for visibility. Actually doesn't occupy any memory space. This is the input field, has the frame, the entry, which is basically like where the user is gonna put the information, and the enter button. So the entry, which is the text where the user is gonna enter, is on the left. This is on the right side. We're gonna see that later on. Here it just fetches the weather data, which goes all the way here, which gets our data when they put it on the entry, and then we just press enter and it's gonna go there. So our output field is where our data will be displayed. We're only gonna show the temperature, the output label, feels like, humidity, visibility, and wind speed. And it's gonna pack everything right here. And the loop continues. Basically, this is basically a runner. It just continues to loop. So even if you put this like this, I forgot. Let's see. For example, let me just explain it. I had it like this. So basically, it told me that I needed to create the variables even though I had them. So that was like a silly mistake on me while I was debugging. So now you're gonna have to have it like this. And the update display, just basically every time you do put a city in or whatever place you want to put, it's just gonna update it on the window. And yeah, that's basically it. Let me show you my app. Run it. So this is the app. Let me put a city, New York. Why not? Click enter. It's gonna show the temperature, feels like, humidity, visibility, wind speed. So it feels like 56. Humidity is 48. Visibility is 6 miles. Wind speed is 5 meters per hour. Yep. So another city or country. Let's try Hawaii. Enter. It says the temperature is 83 Fahrenheit. It feels like 88. Our humidity is 67%. Our visibility is 6 miles. The wind speed is 8 miles per hour. Another one is Dominican Republic. I'm from there. I was born there. It says the temperature is 75. Feels like 76. Humidity is really high. It's 91%. There's basically no wind speed. And the visibility is 6 miles. It's really hot. Must be due to the high humidity. But yeah, That's basically my fourth project, and thank you guys for watching.